my green light still on?
Yep, you're good. Ready? All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome back. We just want to give you guys an update on June and what June was like, here in the desert, other than the 115 degrees that we already hit one day of summer already
We
here in
should be used to that
Arizona.
by now.
It's true.
It's been 20 years that we've lived here, so we should be used to that. I don't think we are. I think we complain about it every summer, but
True.
that's just how it goes. So yeah, this is the 2nd of July, and we were just going to do a quick recap on the month of June. It was definitely busy. We were not bored a single moment. So June, we got completely out of our house, packed up everything, um, which really wasn't very much because we had sold most of our stuff, and had all of our trunks packed, weighed. Anything that's going to Kenya is now in storage, all ready to go. And we moved into my mom's guest room.
Very graciously, we're all packed in there now. So,
yeah, we are very, very, very grateful.
Sure.
Thank you so much to my mom and my brother for kind of making space, uh, physical space for us in their life. We're having a blast. We're very happy to be here and be close to family, but we know that it can be hard to host people long term, and so we're very grateful to my family for offering up their guest room.
It's true.
So we got over here.
We had our commissioning service at church, so we're able to get up. I know a lot of you saw it online. Thank you for watching it live and sharing it. And just again, we're just so privileged to have so many of you following us along on our journey. And that's really what we wanted to do, is use the technology that we have to bring you along in that process. And so it's really cool to see that. But yeah, so we were able to share with our church what we were doing, what God had for us, and share with our church as well. What God has for us in the foyer, and set up a little table and got to talk to people, which is always fun.
Yeah.
So,
what was the most surprising thing about that morning for you?
I think the most surprising thing was there's actually a lot of people at our church that have done short-term mission trips to different places, and a lot of people had been to Kenya, and so there was a lot of excitement when they're like, "Oh, Kenya! Wait, when you were talking about it, you said you're going to Kenya, and I remember going to an American school there," and they're like, "Is it Rift?" And they're like, "Rift Valley Academy," and they were so excited because there's a few people from our church who has actually visited RVA as well, and we do have a couple MKs in our church as well too, which was really great to have those conversations and be able to share in some commonality in our memories.
Yeah, small world.
Yeah.
I had, when we did our commissioning service, we were in between services, and so I was just talking to people at our table, like Nathan said, out in the lobby. And I had a lady come up to me and said that she lives in Glendale, which, if you don't know the Arizona Valley, we're going to say 45 minutes away. It's on the other side of town. Lives in Glendale. Her daughter was taking a test that Sunday morning, and so she drove her daughter to take whatever this test was. And she looked on Google Maps and said, "What can I do for an hour while my daughter takes this test that also has air conditioning?" And she saw Redemption Tempe Church, and she said, "I think I'll just go to this random church while my daughter's taking this test." And so she walked in and she saw our commissioning service and heard a fantastic message, and then came out afterwards and was talking to us. And she said that she felt like God had brought her to Redemption on that Sunday morning just so that she could meet us. And I was just so touched. I prayed with her and just really felt like it was just such a cool moment of God showing both of us, because she got to share her story with me. I got to share my story with her. Just a really, really cool moment of God showing us his church and his community in a very, very unexpected way. So I'm going to treasure that in my bank of memories. I thought that was just so neat.
Very cool.
Yeah. So we were very grateful to Redemption for offering up that space and that time to us. That was really exciting, very, very encouraging. What else have we been up to this month?
Well, there's the World Cup, in case anybody doesn't know. Now, for third culture kids and MKs and all of us that have grown up in different places and had different histories, when it comes to the World Cup, who do we support? All right, now, Americans, I'm going to say something. I apologize. I now realize that this is a controversial statement coming from me. I didn't know this in my youth.
I have no idea
Not
what
that it
he's
would
gonna
change
say.
anything, but I am an England fan.
Oh, okay, that one's
I'm
fine.
sorry. I know. I know. My dad wasn't a fan either. Um, but I grew up watching the English Premier League, and when I was a kid, a lot of my favorite players played for England, and so that's the team that I kind of grew up with in the early '90s and into the early 2000s. The U.S. team wasn't very good and really didn't really qualify for the World Cup. A couple of those World Cups, so England was my team. But as I've come back to the States and learned about culture here and been part of the community here, I have now an adopted team as well. And so there's always a little bit of an identity crisis in the same way you ask an MK, so where are you from? Or
Where's home?
where's home? You
Yeah,
could also be like, hey, what team do you support in the World Cup? I'll be like, well, more than one.
yeah,
More than one. We'll just leave it at that. So,
yeah,
but that's been, again, in this whole process, just thinking about what it means to be a third culture kid, what those transitions back to our passport countries were like, and uh, trying to think back to where I was when I graduated and when I was in college versus how things have shifted a little bit and changed now, and just the importance of the little things that you don't really think about being big deals that culturally are big deals. And I'm just really excited to be able to reconnect with essentially a younger me when we get back to RVA and um, maybe shine a little bit of a different perspective on kind of going back to your passport country and you know yeah
yeah,
just I don't know, it's
yeah,
a it's an ongoing thing.
yeah. And I think maybe what that actually looks like in more tangible form is getting together with friends here, neighbors here, communities here, and
Mm-hmm.
supporting the US team, which we absolutely do. Hopefully by the time you see this, we have won the Gold Cup. Maybe we'll split it in half with England. But no, we really are. We feel very, I guess, patriotic.
Yeah.
When we can cheer for the U.S. Um, and really just realize that it's all about the community that you're watching it with. So
Mm-hmm.
when we're with our U.S. Fan base, we're right there in the thick of it. When we watch England, it's really just us and our family, unless we go to Georgian Dragon or something like that, where we can find other England fans. But that's fun too. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's also very nostalgic because Nathan and I, man, before we were engaged, we connected at RVA at their alumni celebration, but it was during a World Cup,
Yep.
and so before we
20
were
years ago.
ever even, you know, thinking being Twitter pated, we watched a World Cup together just as friends, and so this is now, what do we say? This is our fifth World Cup together.
It is.
Um, so just a fun little tidbit of personal information that
It's
you
true.
didn't ask for, but that's so
It's
it,
true.
it is very nostalgic for us.
It's true.
So, and if you can't tell, we are huge soccer fans.
A little bit.
Uh, a little bit of
A lot.
soccer frenzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, as our friends and non-soccer loving family have pointed out to us, like, tone it down there. We've heard a lot about soccer this month, so we hear you. It'll be over in a couple of weeks, and then we'll be sad for 4 years.
Then we'll start watching the other football because that's coming up soon. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
that was a huge bunny trail. Um,
I mean, it's part of what we're doing this month, right?
what else are we doing this month?
Well,
We did work on documents.
yep.
We decided to get duplicates of any kind of a document that we were allowed to. So pretty much anything other than passports, we've gone through and gotten duplicates of. So I've spent a lot of time in government lines this month. Went down to Social Security, went and got a replacement, or not replacement, a duplicate marriage license. We got a duplicate driver's license. We did
Mm-hmm.
anything we could possibly think of. We went to our doctors and got 2 different copies of all of our immunization records. So all of our documents can now be in 2 places. Again, everything except for our passport. We have an actual certified rubber stamped copy that can stay in a safety deposit box back here in the States, and then one that's going with us. We did the same thing for our teaching certificates, and ironically, that one was, I think, the hardest one to get duplicated. um, but just in case anything happens, you know, it's nice to have them in 2 different places.
The nice thing too is by we keep them here with family, and so if there's something that needs to be handled where you need the documents, but you don't necessarily need to be there in person, then a trusted family member could do stuff on our behalf while we're still overseas. So just a little tidbit there. If you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
traveling overseas, if you have extra copies of things, leave them with somebody that you trust, because you never know what you know. It might be a simple fix when you're here, but trying to fix things overseas can get really complicated, and that's one thing that we tend to take for granted. It's like, oh, I just go to run down the DMV. Well, you can't do that from another country, and
Mm-hmm.
so just some of those preparations can make things give you better peace of mind in the meantime. But if something does happen, it makes it possible for other people to be able to help you.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a boring thing, but a big thing on the checklist that we
Mm-hmm.
were able to kind of finalize and hopefully not have to stand in a social security or birth certificate line again, maybe ever, which I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. We also did a education class for
Mm-hmm.
teachers, foreign or international
ACSI,
ACSI.
Association
Yes.
of Christian Schools International.
Boom. There you go. So yeah, it was a really good program, and what it was really well, it was really a full coverage both for your mental health and what it's going to be like for you, and adjusting to going overseas, but then also giving insight into what the kids' perspectives might be and things like that. And for us, it was a good refresher and reminder. A lot of those things we were familiar with because that was both of us. I was like, yes, that's me. And so, but it is really good to see that there's a lot more resources now and a lot more conversations happening, because being a third culture kid, it's hard and it's difficult. And when you're going through it, I think a lot of it you have no idea what you're going through, and you don't know how to process it, and you don't even realize that you need to process it. And so it was just a really good program suggested by our agency to do. Um, and yeah, so we did that. It was a really in depth, but learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it was a really good course. Um, and the course itself counts towards our CE credits, which is just always nice. So it'll continue working towards our, we have teaching license and we do continued education to keep that up. And so I think we're actually done with our CE now for 4 years. I don't remember. Sorry, state of Arizona. I don't remember, but for a while. And it was something that we enjoyed. So it was a good class.
mhm.
Yeah, so that was another big thing to cross off the list. We went up north, spent some time with our family, had a little retreat, someplace a little bit cooler, and that was really nice too. Just got to spend a lot of time just playing games, laughing, uh, eating delicious food.
Mhm.
We were just kind of all in one big house, one big kitchen. It wasn't anything fancy, but it was treasured moments. Um,
Yep.
yeah.
We wanted to be intentional with making memories. Some advice that we've gotten from actually some of you guys, is that when you're getting ready to do something like what we're doing, a big semi-permanent. I mean, as permanent as until God moves us, but a kind of a more permanent move to make sure that you're intentional with those that last season that you're at home. Don't wait until the very last minute to still be packing and packing up your house and all of that, because that is a very stressful and chaotic time.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she packed it, she just packed it. Um, but we that was really good advice that we're glad that we took, and so we are now able to be able to spend a little bit of time uh, in a more calm state, I
Yeah.
think, and just be able to do little things like dinners and playing games and spending
Mm-hmm.
time with family and talking about memories and just ending this season well
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
is the intention.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, being intentional with our time, making sure that that reflects our hearts. At the end of the day, we don't really care about a clean house and packed suitcases, but we do really, really care about relationships, um, our family, people that are important to us. It's all about people. So we wanted to, put the time where the priority was. And so we're very, very glad that we were able to do that. It was really, really nice. There's going to be some hard goodbyes coming up, but we're not going to think about that quite yet. So just able to spend some really great time with our moms, our siblings, our sister-in-laws. Um, yeah, so we were happy to be able to do that. It was nice, and we got out of the city for a little bit.
And by city, she means heat.
And city, yeah,
And city, yes.
yeah,
It's nice being in the trees. There's not a lot of trees in Phoenix. If you've been here, so
there's plastic ones and palm trees. So yeah, yeah. So anything else that we need to touch on for June?
I mean, the main thing is just prayer. We have our potential flight day is coming up very quickly, and are still in need of rounding off the rest of our support and locking down the financials. Other than that, everything else is done. We do head to Colorado to our mission agency's headquarters and the event that they put on for missionaries that are getting ready to go overseas, as well as people that are back on furlough. And it's a little bit of training, a little bit of reflection, but really mostly focused on community building amongst the people that are in the agencies from all over the world, and just sharing stories and support and connecting. And so we're really excited and looking forward to that. So that's coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, about a week and a half. We've opted to drive because it's a 12-hour drive, but it's a really expensive flight. So, and times three.
And we're
So,
going to need a vehicle there anyway.
yeah. So, yeah, maybe just prayers for safety. We'll probably take 2 days and drive, stop along the way to watch the semifinals of the World Cup. It is definitely circled on our calendar of like the time so that cause I'm sure we'll be driving on the 14th, and we want to make sure that we can be someplace to watch England play in the semifinals against the U.S.
That'd be
Putting
nice.
that out there. Let it come on, come on.
That'd be nice.
That would be fun. If that happens, I think we could maybe cut our jerseys in half and like sew half United States and half England.
Mm.
We'll
Or you
see.
could wear one, I could wear the other. I don't know about cutting the jerseys.
Yeah, probably not. But
We could paint our faces though. That'd be fun.
yeah, we'll have like a little England flag on one cheek and the US on the other. I don't
Yeah.
know. It would be fun, but anyways, here we are again talking about just too much soccer. But yeah, so it's been a full month, but a really, really good one, and just so many prayer requests that got answered. Um, yeah, I just feel very, very encouraged. Um, I was telling Nathan the other day, someone stopped me in the grocery store and told me that they had seen our videos, and it,
Yeah.
it kind of took me back a little bit, but I was also just so humbled. I mean, thank you so much. Thank you for watching these. Thank you for cheering us on. It's just been incredible to see our community coming around us, and um, yeah, sending us out well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We
Yeah.
really, really do appreciate it. It's been a fun ride, and it's going to be a really exciting month because we are now down to the wire. And so we feel like God is going to do something big. We do not know what it is or how He's going to do it, but you know, that's what trust is. So we're about 25% of our funding in and about 5 weeks to go. So, you know, we're feeling good. We really are. So
Yep. So yeah,
that's the update.
yeah. Join us in
Yeah.
prayer. Keep us in your thoughts and minds. Share the content with your friends. We'd love to bring as many people with us on this journey as possible. So
Yep.
yeah, we'll keep you posted next time.
Yeah.
All right.
See
Good
you
night,
later.
guys. We'll see you.
Was that one longer?
No.
No. Did it not record?
No, it did. I just don't know where it stopped because my battery was low.
Oh no. That's a sign.